Roku is a new spotlight this year for a platform to stream free Christmas movies, and it's a good one. Right off the bat, there's two Miracle on 34th Streets that I've already seen that are great movies. Those will be spotlighted. I'm actually watching The Bells of St. Mary in between doing narrations. And then there's a couple other movies I haven't seen yet, but by the time we get to the end of the video, I'll certainly be watching those. Roku also features curated collections of free movies and shows across various genres, ensuring something for every holiday mood. Additionally, themed channels like Christmas Plus provide round-the-clock festive films and music-free immersive seasonal experience. Let's get to it. Here are 5 movies we'll be spotlighting this time out. All links to watch these movies, of course, are always going to be down in the description. Please add your comments or maybe even a movie suggestion, maybe something obscure that I perhaps have never heard of. And let's take a look at these films currently streaming on Roku. Miracle on 34th Street is a 1994 American Christmas fantasy comedy drama film directed by Les Mayfield and produced and co-written by the late, great John Hughes. The film stars Richard Attenborough, Elizabeth Perkins, Dill McDermott, J.T. Walsh, James Remar, Mara Wilson, and Robert Presky. It is the first theatrical remake of the original 1947 film. Like the original, this film was released by 20th Century Fox. The New York City-based Macy's department store declined any involvement with this remake, saying, and I quote, "We feel the original stands on its own and could not be improved upon." I'm not sure if that's really how they sounded. Despite the fact that Macy's allowed their name to be used in the prior remakes in 1955, 1959, and 1973. I wonder what all that was about. This led to the production creating the fictitious Kohl's as its replacement, which, despite the name change, it was analogous, analogous A-N-A-L-O-G-O-U-S, analogous to Macy's. It was equal to Macy's, including filming the Kohl's Parade at 77th Street and Central Park West, which is the starting point for Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And 34th Street only has one major department store, Macy's. Gimbel's has ceased operation in 1987, hence it was replaced by the fictional Shoppers Express. The film had its premiere at the Radio City Music Hall on November 15th, 1994, with a 30-minute stage show with scenes from the Radio City Christmas Spectacular featuring the Rockettes, oh, the Rockettes, so sexy, as well as a performance from Kenny G, oh, Kenny G, oh, so sexy. At the box office, the film opened at number 8. Despite unimpressive box office, the film had a successful run on home video where, thanks to 20th Century Fox Entertainment's strategy of lowering their price in comparison to other family-oriented home video releases, Miracle on 34th Street sold an estimated 8 million video cassettes on its debut on home video, with estimates of roughly 4 to 5 times its box office gross. Remember when videotapes, when they first came out, they were like $90, $100, and finally they went down to like $20. We'll be spotlighting the original Miracle on 34th Street right after this one. And now this movie is great. I love it. This movie also gives me an opportunity to discuss remakes a little bit. There are some movies you don't want to remake. No one wants the original Star Wars remade or, say, Raiders of the Lost Ark. And then there are those films that are remade better. And The Thing is the first one that pops into my head. And The Blob, both from the 80s. Then there are films up for interpretation. Those films are mostly based on different source material, mostly books. Miracle on 34th Street is just one of those films that you can accept a remake for. I don't know, it's just acceptable to me. Same with A Christmas Carol. No one really gets upset when they make a new one, and there's a gazillion of them out there, A Christmas Carol interpretations. And I welcome the interpretations as they explore different parts of the story and different themes depending on the filmmaker. What are your thoughts on remakes, and specifically remakes based on books? I mean, look at how many Batman movies they've made. No one bitches about that. And yes, I mean comic books as well. So what are your thoughts on remakes? I think something like that was specifically made for the theater, like your Back to the Future and your Raiders of the Lost Ark, those are iconic films. When you get into books and other source material based on the film, or the film based on the source material, it seems to be all right. I don't know. What do you think? Miracle on 34th Street, initially released as The Big Heart in the United Kingdom, is a 1947 American Christmas comedy drama film released by 20th Century Fox, written and directed by George Seaton and based on a story by Valentine Davies. It stars Maureen O'Hara, John Payne, Natalie Wood, and Edmund Gwenn. The story takes place between Thanksgiving and Christmas in New York City and focuses on the effect of a department store Santa Claus who claims to be the real Santa. The film has become a perennial Christmas favorite, it. I don't have much of a review for this film. It's a classic. It's awesome. I will give you some background on the movie, however. Miracle on 34th Street won 3 Academy Awards. In 2005, the film was selected for preservation in the United States National Film Registry by the Library of Congress as being culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant. The Academy Film Archive preserved Miracle on 34th Street in 2009. Miracle on 34th Street was shot on location in New York City, with the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade sequence filmed live while the 1946 parade was happening. This is in quotes. It was a mad scramble to get all the shots we needed, and we got to do each scene only once, Maureen O'Hara recalled in her memoir. It was bitterly cold that day, and Edmund and I envied Natalie Wood and John Payne, who were watching the parade from a window. Arthur Jacobson, assistant director, filmed the Macy's parade on Thanksgiving morning with 9 cameras simultaneously. Although the film is set during the Christmas season, studio head Daryl F. Zanuck, who apparently didn't like the film, insisted that it be released in May, arguing that more people go to the movies in warmer weather. The studio rushed to promote it while keeping its Christmas setting a secret. Fox's promotional trailer depicted a fictional producer roaming the studio backlot, encountering such stars as Rex Harrison, Ann Baxter, Peggy Ann Garner, and Dick Haymes, extolling the virtues of the film. In addition, the movie posters prominently featured O'Hara and Payne, with Gwen's character kept in the background. The marketing on this movie doesn't seem that it was really up to snuff. The film opened in New York City at Roxy Theater on June 4th of 1947. Why not for a Christmas movie? Why not June 4th? Watch this holiday classic this Christmas season. It's great. It's awesome. I don't have enough good things to say about it. Watch it. The Bells of St. Mary's is a 1945 American musical comedy drama film produced and directed by Leo McCarey and starring Bing Crosby and Ingrid Bergman. Written by Dudley Nichols and based on a story by McCarey. I don't think it's a comedy. I didn't laugh very much at it. Anyways, the film is about a priest and a nun who, despite their good-natured rivalry, try to save their school from being shut down. The character Father O'Malley had been previously portrayed by Crosby in the 1944 film Going My Way, for which he won the Academy Award for Best Actor. The Bells of St. Mary's has come to be associated with the Christmas season, probably because of the inclusion of a scene involving a Christmas pageant at the school, a major plot point involving an unlikely yet prayed-for gift, and the film having been released in December of 1945. In the 1946 film It's a Wonderful Life, in which Henry Travers, a co-star of Bells of St. Mary's, plays the guardian angel Clarence Oddbody. The title of The Bells of St. Mary's appears on the marquee of a movie theater in Bedford Falls, New York. Little trivia for you. In The Godfather, Michael and Kay see The Bells of St. Mary's at Radio City Music Hall. That was 1972, The Godfather. So this is a movie I had no desire to ever see. I mean, there's no reason why or why not. If it wasn't for these reviews, I wouldn't have bothered watching this other holiday classic. It's a great movie. The child's play during the Christmas pageant that you'll see in there is pretty interesting, as I'm pretty certain the kids in there were totally ad-libbing the whole thing. It was funny because they were really young kids, and there's no way they memorized any type of script, and it was interesting. They even made a point of that in the film. This is a great little film. There's no spectacle here. It's just a simple story. There's several subplots going on at once, and they all filter through Father O'Malley, or Father O'Malley is involved in each subplot, and they all come into one. It's a good classic movie. I highly recommend it for your holiday viewing. So I just finished watching this movie. It's so ridiculous. It's so freaking ridiculous. Home for the Holidays from 2005. It stars Sean Young and Perry King. Loving Aunt Martha takes in 4 children when their parents are killed in an accident. But when she tries to adopt them just before the holidays, the town's bitter old banker stands in the way. Martha also has to contend with losing the family farm or the family house. Basically, she has the world against her. And I don't think anyone researched this movie about taking kids away from relatives and homes. That's not how social services works. No one even bothered to research. Anyways, this looks like a 1990s television film. I realize it came out in 2005. Still plays like a 1990s made-for-television movie. It plays just a nudge and a smidgen up from your typical Hallmark and Lifetime film. Just a smudge. The movie is tolerable, with the subject matter totally unbelievable. Sean Young is not a particularly good actress. Watching her cry half the movie becomes painful, as she's just not believable as the grieving sister and aunt. And I highly doubt all these bad things happen all at once. Highly unbelievable. This whole movie's highly unbelievable. unbelievable. The movie is just unbelievable. I don't think it could be any more overly dramatic if it tried. Her character Martha is so confrontational, like every scene. It gets on your nerves after a while and you begin not to have any sympathy for her character. All she does is piss and moan instead of just dealing with the conflict in front of her. That would be a good, strong character instead of pissing and moaning the whole freaking movie. It was good to see Perry King in something. I used to watch Riptide Private Eye as a kid and liked it very much. Little trivia, Perry King, he was also the voice of Han Solo in all those old Star Wars radio dramas. So in this movie, the house is being foreclosed by the bank, or actually the property, so they have to actually move the house to another property. And the head bitch social worker comes out to the site to tell them they need heat and electric by the end of the day or she doesn't get the kids. None of this shit would happen in real life. I don't think anyone did any research, like I said, on how social services actually works. They just don't pluck kids from their families unless they're being abused. Not only that, she waits in her car the whole time. She comes out to the scene where they're moving the house, which no social worker would ever do. And she waits in her car until 6 o'clock when she has to take the kids. This movie is so dumb. It was watchable. It's watchable on a certain level to the fact that it's stupid. And it's just so stupid and unbelievable that it was entertaining. It's hard for me to actually recommend this movie. I guess I don't recommend it unless you're hard up for a Christmas movie. It wasn't for me. It could be for you if you like these kind of movies of the week, Hallmark-esque like fare. It's stupid. It's totally unbelievable. And there's no way any of this shit would happen in real life. And then finally, our last one's going to be a Christmas break-in. That's from 2018. And the little blurb, the synopsis reads, Izzy is left alone at school when a blizzard hits her town. When she discovers 3 bumbling crooks have taken shelter in the seemingly empty school and taken the school custodian hostage, she decides it's up to her to save the day. I didn't expect a lot from this movie, and this movie didn't point by not giving a lot. I only decided to watch this film because of Danny Glover was in it. I figured even if the movie sucked, I'd at least see Danny do his acting thing. He's been in a lot of shit movies, especially off late, but at least he puts his all into the movie that he's in. This movie also has Denise Richards, who seems to be in a lot of low-budget crap. Her career really went in the crapper, I think, when she divorced Charlie Sheen with Tiger Blood. I mean, when you're agreeing to be featured on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, you know you took a wrong turn in your career. And then I think she had another reality show that shit the bed. And the plastic surgery is not doing her any favors. I'm so judgmental. Christmas Break-In, it was an okay movie. It was enjoyable, I suppose. I thought it was going to be garbage, and I think that heightened my sense of appreciation for the movie. It's not great. It's not a great movie. The whole low expectations thing did work, though. This was a cheap man's Home Alone with a little girl, and it took place in a school instead. That's it. If you've seen Home Alone, you've seen this movie already, but just a lower grade. This is like Home Alone, I don't know. Did they make a 3, a 4, a 5? This is like Home Alone 10 with a little girl. It's all right. It's probably good for kids. Kids will enjoy it, and just watch it with your kids. It'll be fine. If you watch it alone, you probably hate it, but watch it with your kids. So, Roku is a new channel I'm spotlighting this time out this year for Christmas movies, and I will put this link down in the description. And it's got some pretty good ones here. Ernest Saves Christmas. I know it sounds stupid, but it's actually a pretty funny movie. Santa Claus the movie is a good one. These are ones I already reviewed on a previous video. So there's some okay ones here. This just looks like a lot of Hallmark stuff, but you get the meaning. Mrs. Santa Claus is okay. So anyways, gals and guys, we're already on our 4th day. Wow. Time flies when you're watching Christmas movies. Zoe's Extraordinary Christmas playlist I highly recommend. I spotlighted that on a previous video. All right, gals and guys, this is where you go if you want to watch some Roku movie. And there's some movie channels, I do believe, someplace. If you go to live TV, I think there's a couple movie channels. All right, gals and girls, gals and guys, I'll catch you next time. See ya. Oh, don't forget to subscribe and like and share and hit the bell for updates, that stuff like that. All right, now I'm really going this time.